Good morning, everyone. It's NBA betting today on the SportX Insights YouTube channel. It is My Guy Knows a Guy, back after a quick hiatus yesterday. If you follow me on Twitter, I did share out a message. I had a pretty small health scare yesterday with some chest pain. I went to the hospital. Everything is blessed though. And shout out to everyone that did reach out to see if I was okay, but everything is blessed. The source of it was really a dental problem, severe dental problem. I'm probably gonna have to have that taken care of this weekend, but it caused some chest pain and everything's all right now. Let's get back to the money though, back to the NBA. I missed a lot of news yesterday. I did have a chance to watch a couple of the games from bed, monitor the results. These are good times for bettors all over the world. The favorites are absolutely crushing things. Things feel great in the NBA when things happen the way that they're supposed to. Let's try to extract more value out of these markets and win as much as we can. I do have a couple of pieces of info to share today, but just keep in mind that this is the NBA trade deadline season as well. I believe the deadline is tomorrow in the afternoon, maybe late in the afternoon if you guys could correct me on that. But there's a lot of musical chairs, a lot of moving parts going on in the NBA last night. And you look at two games today, there are a couple of players who, one second. Yeah, there are a couple of players that should make their team debuts today. Caris LeVert was traded from the Indiana Pacers to the Cleveland Cavaliers. He's listed as a game-time decision. And we have Domas Sabonis may make his debut for the Sacramento Kings tonight as well. Let's see what's going on with these games, maybe in order. I do have one bet that I have bet on that I'm pretty confident in tonight, and I will share it. We have the San Antonio Spurs against the Cleveland Cavaliers. This is not one that I've bet on just yet, but the Cavs, as we know, elite ATS standings, elite ATS record. We need Garland in this game. Garland has, in his short career, two of his three best games as an NBA professional have come against the San Antonio Spurs. He has a unique matchup against these guys. He's able to get to the rim, even though he's miniature in stature. We definitely need Garland today in this game. The Spurs are a team that, when healthy, they've shown flashes that they can play extremely efficient basketball. They do have a clean injury report today, other than Lonnie Walker, who may be a game-time decision today. He's taken a step back this season, though. If we get Garland in this game, we may lose value in that. I'm not really worried about whether LeVert plays or not, although the reports do indicate that he is going to make his team debut for the Cavs today. Whether or not LeVert plays is probably not going to shift my mentality in this game, but if we get Garland, I'm going to place a bet on the Cavs first half in this game. I'm just going to wait on that news. I understand the spread right now is -5. And it probably will jump up to 7 if both of these guys are good to go. I believe Garland will play today. Everyone, just keep in mind on this one. I also lean towards the under in the Cavs and the Spurs. I'm projecting a bit of a slower pace in this game, more of a stifling paint presence. We know Jared Allen has been on a mission in a small sample size since he was snubbed for the All-Star game. One prop I do like in this game is Evan Mobley's rebounds to go over, but you may get much better value on that prop, which is why I haven't bet it just yet. If they activate Garland and LeVert, more usage for other players, the line will probably drop from the high of 8.5 that it is right now. I think Evan Mobley has a good shot to go over his rebound total against the Spurs, who definitely lean heavily on Jakob Poeltl. I do believe, during the minutes when Jakob Poeltl is off the court for the Spurs, their net rebounding numbers are pretty stark. That's why his value is. They have a very valuable player in Jakob Poeltl for the Spurs. Let me just say hi to everyone in the chat as well. My dog, Katak Fitness. How's it going, bro? Smashing. You're going crazy, bro. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going today. Mario C, James, Lil, Sticky, Just Jordan. Good morning to everyone watching, taking time to watch as well. If you're on Twitter, come over to YouTube and hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Help the channel grow. We're sharing NBA predictions across the NBA. So today, I lean towards the Cavs in the first half to get it done against the Spurs, and I lean towards Evan Mobley's over on his rebounds. But the lineup news is what I'm waiting for. We may lose value, but as we've seen in the last few days, it's a pretty unique environment in the NBA right now. Line movement is not really everything right now, and you're able to catch value on favorites even when the line gets steamed up. It's really more so about the lineups, more so about the matchups right now. I'm sure, as we've already seen by two of these other matchups that we're going to get into in just a second, a lot of the lines, in my opinion, just from betting as long as I have, a lot of the lines have been over-adjusted, but some teams are in such good form that they're still beating the line, okay? They're still beating the line, and that's one of the most important factors right now. Is it doesn't matter whether or not the line moves from 5.5 to 9, like we see in the Lakers game, if the favorite still covers, because that's the environment that we're in. Teams that are in good form are still covering. They're beating the line. They're beating the market. Let's move on to the next game, a game that doesn't have as much injury report nonsense in it compared to these other games today, the Chicago Bulls and the Charlotte Hornets. The other day when the Hornets were playing the Raptors, it was a good day though, 2-1, especially with the LaMelo Ball prop. But I definitely tried to be the smart guy in the room with the Hornets against the Raptors, faded my own team, something I won't be doing today. We're going to get into that Raptors-Thunder game in just a second. But the Hornets, right? This is a team that has fallen off heavily. They are now 9th in the East. And to be completely honest, with the way that they're playing defense right now, them even making the playoffs is currently in question, which is shocking when you remember just how well they were playing as recently as December, late December, early January even. This team was shooting the lights out from the from three. In this game, I will not be betting this game today, although I do lean towards the Bulls in this game. It's a much better line than the opening line. It was -3.5, -4, I believe. I'm seeing -1.5 now on sportx.bet. Make sure you guys visit sportx.bet. Now, I know for a fact the Hornets are due for a stellar performance. They're due for a stellar performance, but timing is everything in sports betting. And with the way the Bulls were able to play in the fourth quarter against the Suns, I'm not gonna participate in this game because I have conflicting feelings. Although I do lean towards the Bulls, but the system is definitely saying that the Charlotte Hornets are due for a positive performance, but they won't be getting $1 of my money today. And the trade deadline is tomorrow. I really do believe that if the Hornets lose today, I said that the other day about the Raptors, but now it's even more serious, more critical, because the trade deadline is tomorrow. If the Hornets don't win this game today, someone's getting traded tomorrow. It won't be LaMelo Ball, it won't be Miles Bridges, but someone's getting traded tomorrow, everyone. If you guys can't hit the like button, we're going to go through some of the rest of the games. A couple of my picks are in the later games. We're going to get to that in just a second, and I'll be out of here. I'll probably be here for another 10 more minutes. If you guys can hit the like button, close to 100 people watching right now. Very grateful to be alive, man. Very grateful to be alive and feeling great. Hope everyone is feeling just as well. Help the video get 100 likes if you're watching the video later on replay, and make sure you try to enjoy the games while you're watching them. I am finding myself enjoying these basketball games over the last few days. I can't even front. So let me scroll down. We see the lineup is clean for the Hornets, and the Hornets are going to have a better offensive performance tonight. The Bulls bench is just not there. I know they had a freakish performance in the fourth quarter against the Suns the other day. It's not even getting to that game, but the Hornets are due for a positive regression, positive ascension towards the mean offensively. Can it come against this team and the Bulls? The Hornets bench is also in shambles. The Hornets bench is also in shambles, everyone. I lean towards the Bulls because of their quality, but I won't be surprised if this is finally the game the Hornets compete in out of desperation. Desperation is a very, very unique trait in the NBA because of how long the season is. You have multiple opportunities to present yourself as the more desperate team. The Hornets, though, I know it's very, very difficult to sell, so I'm not going to try to sell the Hornets right now, everyone. I'm not betting them today. I'm not betting them today, although I do think they'll have a better offensive performance, and I won't be surprised if this game goes over as a result. We see the total is extremely high, especially with the Hornets playing as poor as they have been offensively over the last couple of days. They started that first half against the Raptors 2 of 16. They look like the Hornets in the third quarter, three-point wise. If this team can hit their three-point shots today, this game is going over that high total today. Just don't want too many people to get trapped on that under. But let's see how it goes. Nothing is certain. Let's move on to the Raptors game. We're moving on to the Raptors and the OKC Thunder. My Toronto Raptors are a team that I haven't been able to benefit from this winning stretch for the Toronto Raptors. I only bet on one game during the stretch. I was very, very confident that day. It was last week. I bet against them against the Charlotte Hornets. But this team right now, they're playing as good as anyone in the NBA during this win streak. They're going for 7 in a row today. When you go back to the early December matchup, was a shocking moneyline result, actually. The Thunder were able to beat the Raptors in Scotiabank Arena in Toronto in early December. But you look at the lineups, okay, for these teams, they had Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. They had Mike Muscala, a positive shooting veteran coming off the bench. The Toronto Raptors were without a key guys. They got stood up in that game, especially in the fourth quarter. They didn't play defense. You fast forward, they lost outright, 110 to 109. You fast forward to today, it's two teams going in completely different directions. The OKC Thunder had a very, very good week last week, but I'm here to tell you, especially based on what I'm reading, the Thunder did not want to win those games last week. This team has entered the tank. They do have Lou Dort today. They do have Josh Giddey, but you look beyond that on the roster, they do not have that much to combat what the Raptors are able to provide. Yeah, just like Mike said in the chat, we'll get to that in a second. The line I'm seeing on SportX is -9.5. A lot of the offshores are -10. I will be comfortable placing this bet. Let me think about it right now. I'm placing it during the show because the bet, I only placed one bet before I went live, but I have two other bets. I just want to know, this is a very shady team with Lou Dort, okay? This team likes to drop Lou Dort in games where they are blatantly not competing in. I know he has no reason to not play today, but I just want to monitor the OKC Thunder side of things for the injury report because I think the Raptors can keep it going. Chris is asking, can the favorites keep it going? NBA favorites have been printing money since Saturday, and we get these environment shifts in the NBA every couple of weeks. It happens. There's an ebb and flow between favorites and underdogs. All the contrarian bettors like myself who haven't adapted are definitely hiding in their cages. Don't worry, everyone. Don't worry. If you're on the contrarian side of things, come back out next month. But I may have to adapt a bit for the next couple of days, although anything can change. Tonight, every single dog can cover, and I won't even be surprised. I promise you. I promise you. Because I've been betting NBA for a few years, I know that there's an ebb and flow between these things. But it looks like that might be the direct number. I'll check the truth of that number. But thanks for sharing. 850 looks like NBA favorites are 27-3. Is that true? I knew it was at least 24-5 or something like that since Saturday. But I can't complain. Get your money if you like to play money line parlays. If you like to play parlays as well, this is probably the time to do it. The books are scrambling, though, and I will use this game as an example. The Toronto Raptors are a team that is slightly above 500, but we know with the roster that they have and the way that they're playing, this is a team that's far above 500. I'm about to cash that futures ticket on the Toronto Raptors season win total over 35.5. I'll probably cash that before the end of the month. This team is not a 500 basketball team. I knew this team would surprise many, many people this season. And they're a bit ahead of the curve right now, but this, the question I want to ask everyone is, would a team that's just barely above 500, should they be giving 10 on the road in the NBA, okay? It tells you more about the Thunder, but the books are protecting themselves from the potential backdoor cover here. I just don't see the Thunder competing. I like the Raptors to cover the 9.5. I like them in the first half, though. Let me see the line in the first half. Just want to give a disclaimer that I haven't bet either one, and I will tweet when I do. The bet that I did share, I'm going to share. It comes from the matchup between the Warriors and the Jazz. And I actually might place a bet right now in this game on the Raptors in the first half. I just don't know the line because I capped the full game. 1 second, everyone. Yeah, so it's Raptors -5.5 or -6 on some books, fluctuating from -5.5. The Raptors do have just like Cunningham said, the Raptors do have a game tomorrow. You look at the Warriors. The Warriors the other day, they put out a strong lineup against the Thunder. It was pretty much a dogfight on the spread, and you only cash depending on what spread you got. If you got 11.5, you cashed. If you got 12.5, which I think it closed at, you did not cash. So I do like the Raptors to get this out the way in the first half, -6, everyone. I think that's a solid bet with the way we're playing right now. There's a solid revenge angle in this game as well, losing at home. Very, very disappointing loss that night. But it's a different Raptors right now. We're towards the top of the league in offensive rating during this winning streak, and I don't see the Thunder being able to shoot from three well enough to keep up with the Raptors over time. I'm a bit scared to lay 9.5. If I do, I will tweet it out. But I'll go ahead and place a small bet on the Raptors -6 in the first half. I think that's going to cash. So, yeah, we got a correction from 850 in the chat. Those are the correct ATS numbers for favorites over the last few days. I'll scroll down the lineups. Only a couple more games to talk about. I'm going to get out of here. Lakers, Blazers, everyone. This is another game where you may see max desperation. The Portland Trailblazers. There's too much uncertainty in terms of which lineup they're going to trot out there today. Nickeil Walker-Alexander. Shout out to Nickeil. He's from right here in Toronto. Baller. Big baller right there, Nickeil Walker-Alexander. He still has a very bright future. Him and Josh Hart, it's possible they will make their team debuts today for the Portland Trailblazers. And compared to the lineup they put out there last night against the Orlando Magic, they need all the help they can get. This Lakers team was smashed by the Bucks last night. We do not have LeBron James on the injury report. This leads me to believe that the Lakers are taking this game very seriously because LeBron James has been listed on the questionable or at least at the bare minimum probable in back-to-back scenarios for the last year and a half. This is the definition of a must-win game for the Los Angeles Lakers, everyone. The defense of the Portland Trailblazers is in tatters. I will take the Lakers in the first half here if Josh Hart and Nickeil Walker-Alexander do not make their season debuts. This is a game where I believe, out of desperation, the star power of the Lakers, they can get it done in the first half here against the Blazers. And it's funny to say that because we're talking about the Lakers, we're talking about LeBron James, we're talking about Anthony Davis, we're talking about Russell Westbrook. To talk about them being the contrarian side against a team that doesn't even have an NBA quality starting five, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. I like the Lakers in the first half here to get these guys out of the way. It's very, very telling that the line has gone up to 9 from 5.5. It's because the Lakers do not have LeBron James on the injury report. Now, I do want to say anything is possible. Anything is possible with LeBron. Anything is possible with the Lakers with injury report manipulation. If they come out and say later on in the day LeBron will not play or something like that at a random moment, I don't see it, but I won't be surprised. But I like the Lakers in the first half. But let's see if Josh Hart and Nickeil Walker-Alexander, they don't move the needle for me today. With the way the Lakers were as emotional as they were towards the end of the game against the Bucks last night, they need to come out here with some fire, with some pride, and they may run it up tonight. The Lakers may really run it up tonight. As I said, I'll tweet my final card because although I will place a bet on the Raptors first half, the Lakers first half is a bet that I did not place, but I will get the odds for you right now. It's -5. I think they can do that. I like them full game as well, but I'm going to wait. I'm going to hold off on the Lakers, everyone. I'm going to hold off on the Lakers, and with the way the injury reports have been playing out with some teams over the last maybe week and a half, you can't blame me here. But just looking at the Blazers, this team, they're going to see which of these young players they can build around going forward. They're going to be in experimental developmental mode over the next few weeks and hitting the final stretch of the season. I won't be surprised if they go full-on tank mode, and I also won't be surprised if the Blazers make one more deal before the trade deadline tomorrow to further solidify themselves as a full-on tank team. Damian Lillard will not be returning to this lineup, as we know, but let's see. It's going to be a complete arms race for that number 1 pick now. A complete arms race for the number 1 pick. Yeah, B. Cunningham said he got the Lakers -6.5 last night. That's a boss spread right there. Let's see how it goes. Let's see how it goes, everyone. Let me scroll down onto the lineups for these last 2 games, and I'm out of here. I will say, because of Sabonis randomly having a chance to play today, I've chosen to not cap the Minnesota Timberwolves game until a bit later in the day. But I want to say that I do have a strong lean towards the under in this matchup. Now, the bet that I did place is coming in the matchup. One second, let me just scroll make sure the odds haven't changed. Wow, we're getting a lot of movement, everyone. So I'll give you the line I got, but I will still endorse the current line, and I'll tell you why. Because I'm capping this game based on basketball performance, based on a couple of the centers not being there. The Golden State Warriors are playing the Utah Jazz last night. We know Klay Thompson is not playing in this matchup, but the good news is that when it comes to the spread, when it comes to the total, that information has already been caked into the lineup. Yeah, maybe no props today. I do like Evan Mobley over on his rebounds, but I'm going to try to get a better line. If Garland and Caris LeVert are playing, we may get a better line there, okay? Now, yeah, hit the like button, everyone. 120 people watching right now. Very, very grateful. NBA betting today on YouTube. live stream on the SportX Insights YouTube channel. Turn on notifications on the channel and hit the like button. Help the video get 100 likes if you're watching on replay later. Wish you guys the best of luck on your picks and hope you guys feel great today. Let's move on to this game. No Rudy Gobert, okay? Hassan Whiteside is not starting. This game, everyone, I'm projecting it to be a track meet. I've had a bit of a better run with totals as of late. My pick in this game is the over, okay? Is the over. We're going to get a better offensive performance from both of these teams, and I really believe that the open space in also Kevon Looney is a game time decision. Keep an eye on him as well. If he doesn't play, there are going to be free lanes to the basket for all. Steph Curry, Andrew Wiggins, Donovan Mitchell, Jordan Clarkson. We're going to see high amounts of points in the paint. We're going to see a lot of free throws attempted tonight. And it's pretty weird. It's pretty weird, right? You see it up to 224 right now across books, the total. Without Klay Thompson, would you with the Warriors having the over/under performance that they've had this season, going under quite a few times, why is the total this high? I've taken the over in this game. I've got 222.5. Would you believe this line has gone up 1.5 points on the total since I've started the live stream? Possibly someone somewhere knows something about this game, but what I know is that the Warriors are going to be able to get what they want in the second half in the paint, slashing to the basket, getting to the free throw line. I know we don't have Klay, but it's just how I'm seeing the game, a faster paced game. We look at the way the Jazz have turned the light switch on over the last couple of days. I see them playing better as well, shooting better from the three-point line as well. 2 above average performances in a row for the Utah Jazz. If you guys remember what I said last week, the Jazz and the Celtics are the next 2 teams to go on runs, covering spreads, and playing much better offensive basketball. The Jazz are a bit behind the Celtics on that curve because they don't have Rudy Gobert back. But the bet I've placed in this game is over 222.5. I still like over 224 in this game. We're going to get fireworks in Utah tonight. We're getting fireworks in Utah tonight. But I haven't played the spread. Another play that I have a lean towards, but it's juiced, is Donovan Mitchell to go over 2.5 threes. It's heavily juiced, so I've chosen not to play that. I might sprinkle over 3.5 for plus money. If I do as well, I will tweet it on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter at MyGuyKnowsAGuy. Visit sportx.bet, the crypto sportsbook owned by its community, and visit the NBA Betting Today Twitter page as well. We just ran another giveaway challenge for the total in the Toronto Raptors game. Do you think the Raptors Thunder total will go over or under 207? Go tweet your response on Twitter on the NBA Betting Today page. You'll win 100 SX crypto tokens and $50 free in sports betting tokens to use on sportx.bet. So my pick today is the Warriors and the Jazz over. I got 222.5. I still think it's going over 224, and I like the Raptors first half -6. If that's a smaller bet though for me. If I place another bet, which might be the Lakers in the first half, I will share it on Twitter or possibly even go live later today. Again, turn on notifications right here on the channel. Best of luck on your bets. I'll see you guys next time. Let's get some money, everyone.